Cinema.
Welcome back to War of Cinema. I'm your host, Greg, your local metalhead, and with me is...
Par the Collector. What's up, everybody?
And you chose Heat to give me.
Yeah, because I'm coming into 2022, guns fucking blazing, baby.
I see that.
I love this fucking movie, bro. And watching it again, like, I'm going to be honest, I forgot how fucking long it was. Like, there's some, like, you know, and this time around, like, I don't know why, but, like, I didn't give a shit about the love interest in the movie.
Yeah.
Other than Ashley Judd. She had a cool little scene at the end where she lets Val Kilmer get away. I like that.
You just jump right into the movie. So this is a Michael Mann movie.
Oh, yeah.
With Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer.
The list of iconic actors
John
and
Voight.
actresses in this movie, folks.
Yeah. It's a big cast.
Danny Trejo.
Yep.
Tom Sizemore. You keep going.
Came out in 1995.
The great Val Kilmer.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, man. You know, my good friend Jamie told me the other day that he forgets that Val Kilmer's in that movie. And I said, how the fuck do you forget that, bro?
Because he has such a small, like, I feel like it's a small part.
I don't think so, man. I feel
You don't
like,
think so?
dude, think about it. He only has like 8 fucking lines in the movie. And he's like the coolest one out of the henchmen.
Yeah.
Other than De Niro, obviously, who's the leader.
But budget, $60 million.
Oh, which back then would be like over 100 today.
Yeah, worldwide gross $187 million. So it made all its money back and then some. So it was a big success.
I remember my dad loving this movie. Like, that's the first time I watched this movie. I think I was probably 10, 9. Yeah, my dad was like, yeah, man, it's fucking Heat. I love Heat.
I didn't see this movie until I was probably about 25.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm.
So, hanging out with Mick, and you know Mick, he likes his crime dramas.
He's a huge Michael Mann fan.
And he's a huge Michael Mann fan. That's like his bread and butter is cop films or crime dramas. And he kept talking about Heat. And I was like, he loves this movie so much, I feel like I have to check it out. So finally I got it and I watched it and I was like, how is this movie? How have I gone so long without watching this movie? Because I feel like it's the creme de la creme of crime.
It makes you want to rob a fucking bank, son. It makes you want to plan a heist.
Depending on who you are. Or
Dude,
it makes you want to like get
into law enforcement.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I don't get that vibe when I watch this movie. I'm not rooting for Pacino at all.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for De Niro the entire
We can get
way.
into that. So, opening scene is one of the best parts of this movie.
Yeah, it's good.
They have a heist.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to talk about it?
Yes, I do. They rob an armored truck. And you see the dude that looks like the character from Kane and Lynch, the video game.
Right.
He's got like a mullet. He's also been in tons of shit since then.
Mm-hmm.
I forget his name. But he picks him up at like a taco stand. And it's Tom Sizemore driving. And he's like trying to talk to him. Like, heard you guys work together a lot.
Yeah, we're a tight crew.
Yep. Heard you know, if this works out, man, I might want to ride along on another one. He's like, why don't you stop talking, Slick? Tom Sizemore, you know, I know his life kind of went off the fucking rails a lot, but like, he was a really hot like actor in the 90s, man.
Yeah.
I love him in True Romance. He's in a lot of my favorite movies. Like, he's in True Romance. He's in this. Like, he's not a bad actor. Sorry, I should say he wasn't a bad actor. But so they take this big wrecker, like it's, you know, like to tow other semis, and they flip this damn armored truck on its side. And while all this is going on, as they're, you know, in the truck having their interactions, it cuts back to De Niro, who's dressed up in a paramedic outfit.
Yeah, because he steals an ambulance from the hospital, which is kind of weird.
Which in the 90s, I guess they just left keys in ambulances.
Yeah, I don't think they had LoJack back then or something.
Well, I mean, it looked like an older ambulance. So, I mean, if it takes place in current day in 95, it was probably the 80s, 70s model ambulance. You know what
probably
I mean?
right.
Anyway, so he steals the ambulance, and then it shows Val Kilmer buying explosive shit, which, like, seems kind of like, you know, they would just sell that to anybody. You know?
Yeah, right. Hey, well, he said he bought it for demolition, quote unquote.
Right. Well, and yeah, he had like a whole bunch of like all the paperwork and stuff. So I guess they did their homework to get that shit.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer has this badass scar over his eye in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it just like adds to like the like we're just really letting y'all know he's a bad guy.
Right. You know what this opening scene really reminded me of? The Dark Knight.
Yeah, kind of.
It really like made me.
Well,
think
actually, it's the Dark Knight. Reminds you of this.
Yeah.
Because this came out like a decade before.
Well, when I was watching this,
oh yeah.
I was like, this reminds me of the Dark Knight.
Well, you know, this is a fucking Warner Brothers movie. So,
well, I put in my notes and I said, I wonder if Christopher Nolan was inspired by this movie.
He'll never say it. He's too big.
No, fun fact, he did.
Oh, really?
He said that Heat was a huge inspiration for the Dark Knight. And if you really think about it, these movies are really similar.
That first scene of the Dark Knight is what makes you like, before, you know, when people said like, oh man, they should make a Joker movie, you know, like it never really seemed like that big of a, like it could happen or it would be good,
right,
until you see that first scene of the Dark Knight. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, holy fuck, I'm here to see a Batman movie.
Yeah,
like I don't give a shit about that. I just want to watch this guy for the next 2 hours.
100%.
You know,
that was one of the best setups, and this one's a really good setup too.
Mm-hmm.
But Christopher Nolan's a genius at setups for movies.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, people always hate it. Like, oh, superheroes. Bro, dude, superheroes give you the freedom to just, like, go, you know what I mean? To just do what you want. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's fucking make-believe.
Yeah, it's all creative freedom. So I get what you're saying.
With movies like this, like, that's why I think it says a lot to how good they can be. Because you're trying to root it in realism. You know, like, actual shit that could happen. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit, like what I'm saying, because this, like, I feel like they kind of missed, I don't know. I'll get into it. But anyways.
So they rob this armored truck.
They flip it on its side.
Bear bonds.
Val Kilmer blows the bitch up. Mm-hmm. And they end up shooting the dude.
The hothead.
Yeah. The crazy motherfucker. The outsider. Which also I have to say, dude, like, if you are a successful crew and you've pulled off all these heists and you trust these other three guys, like, why would you ever add another dude? Like, if you couldn't, you know what I mean? Like, if you can't do it without that number of guys, like, why would you do that job?
I think it just needed them for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Yeah,
but
it's called a plot device to keep that shit moving.
Yeah, right.
Because, like, that's the only thing I can think of through this whole fucking movie is De Niro, like, he had plenty of chances to get away.
Yeah.
You know, he just kept fucking up. Like,
right.
You know, but anyways, we'll get to it. So, yeah, they end up having to kill all of them.
All the cops, because he shoots the
armored car guards.
Right.
And Tom Sizemore, before he shoots the last one, it's really one of those things that, like, I love that scene later on afterwards when Pacino breaks it down, because you don't notice it, but that subtlety when he looks at De Niro just fucking nods like,
yeah, because why leave a survivor?
We killed everybody else, so you're gonna leave this fucking guy to tell us who we are?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, but it is shitty though, because, like, De Niro really didn't want to kill any of them. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like, I'm not here to kill y'all. I'm here to get this fucking money.
Right. And he says something like that, and later in the movie,
right,
that makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they get away, and he's like, "You stupid motherfucker!" And
he beats his ass in the fucking cafe.
And De Niro really listens. No, I'm talking in the van, like right after.
Oh, right.
What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
He made a move.
And it looks like De Niro's really about to cock his ass. Like, he's got him by the fucking collar. Like, you stupid mother, you know?
Can I just say, this is one of Robert De Niro's, like, best performances.
Fucking A, bro. Like, I think this is probably number 2 for me, or 3 for me.
Yeah.
Under Casino and Goodfellas.
Right. Yeah, I think this is
Goodfellas
definitely
will always be number
there.
1. Jimmy Burke is that's that guy.
I think Taxi Driver is up there in my 1-2 spot.
Oh, it's up there, but I don't have the same love for Taxi Driver that you do. That's not my Scorsese movies that I like.
But yeah, definitely up there with Goodfellas and, you know, Casino.
But yeah, and like, if you go into this movie and you've never seen Goodfellas, right? Like, this is one of those movies that if you see it at a young age, it makes you root for bad guys.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
I kind of wish I would have seen this, like, earlier in my life.
And I think that probably says a lot to why, because, like I said, when I watch movies, like, I love crime movies, and I like movies that, like, it's telling it from the bad guy's point of view. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like it's just like,
this is definitely dueling it, because it's telling it from the.
I know, I'm saying, but, like, I feel like most movies, like, they always take it from the heroes. Like, they may set it up that you want you to root for the hero,
right?
You know, like your superhero movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't make a compelling enough villain that you're like, oh, I see where he's coming from. It's like, oh, he's just insane and wants to destroy the world.
Right.
But De Niro plays such an intricate character in this one that it makes you want him to, like, you're rooting for the poor.
You definitely are. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you
he's
want
doing
him to get away
terrible
with
shit,
it.
but like you're like, God, I want this fucking guy to win.
He has like rules, and I kind of really like that about his character too. Is he lives by these rules. He's very much a loner. You know.
You can make a whole highlight reel just off his quotes in this movie. Like, he's got so many good fucking lines in this movie. Pacino too, and that was what I was gonna say earlier. I swear, going back and watching it. This is something I noticed this time. They were pushing hard to get Pacino a fucking Oscar for this movie. Like, they give him all the good, like, drama, you know what I mean? Like, all the, like, real shit, like, with Natalie Portman. Fucking Natalie Portman's in this movie.
I know, I didn't even know. We're going to be doing a double feature with Natalie Portman because we're doing Black Swan after this. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But yeah, you forget because that's how many like fucking big time people are in this
Yeah, but
movie
they weren't
now.
like big back then.
I
Like
know, but
Natalie
like,
Portman did Leon the Professional, and I think she did this because she's damn near about the same age.
Yeah, she's got to be like a year older if that.
Right.
But yeah, like, you know, her with the trying to kill herself, and then, you know, like they gave, you know, with the black hooker gets killed, like they give Pacino all the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But all the drama. But do you feel it's a little much with the drama? You think you're trying to cram too much in there?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not saying that murdering hookers is not sad. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, all human beings don't deserve to be murdered, but it just felt like an unnecessary scene. Like, why is he comforting her mother? Like, to show that he's a cop that cares?
Yeah.
Or
I think so too. But also, well, I think it was to show the one guy, I can't remember his fucking character's name, but
Hargrove. Yeah,
to show that how piece of shit he is. He's gonna kill like an underage hooker.
That's what the scene of him killing her was.
Yeah.
You don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, why are you putting the audience through another heartbreaking scene? Like, you knew it's bad enough. You already knew he killed that fucking girl.
Right.
I don't know. But it just seemed like it was scenes like that it just felt like they were setting Pacino up to, like, cry and shit.
Well, that's how I felt with the daughter. Like, I really feel like you could have taken the daughter out of this and it really wouldn't have made a huge impact.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking that too when I was watching it, like, because I was like, man, this is like 15 minutes of this fucking movie. And then, like, now he has to have the talk with the wife.
Yes.
Who, you know, he caught cheating 2 scenes before. And it's just like, now I feel like we went from like an awesome heist movie to now we're watching a cop's shitty life. Like,
right. Yeah. That's the stuff that you could have, like, trimmed out and it would have been
that's why I said, like,
pacing.
I forgot how long this fucking movie is,
yeah,
but like,
too.
it still doesn't take away from how badass certain parts of it are.
Yeah. It's just very, very dense, more dense than usual movies like this.
And same thing with De Niro's love interest. Like, it's not bad enough that we gave Val Kilmer one. Tom Sizemore has a family. Trejo had an old lady. Pacino's got his old lady. Like, we had to give fucking De Niro one too.
Well, I feel De Niro's makes sense because he's such a loner, but now he finally did find a woman that makes him want to give up this life. You know what I mean? I feel it plays into his character.
I just say they needed to cut one. One needed to just be a ruthless dude.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Well,
I guess Hargrave. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hated him. He was the least cool of the posse.
Yeah, I forgot Danny Trejo was in this too. So young.
He's awesome.
And
you know, he really does stick to that. What he said, whenever he plays a bad guy in a movie, he always makes sure his character dies.
Well, fun fact, he went into the same prison that his character was in real life.
Yeah, dude, a lot of people don't know Danny Trejo's about that life.
Yeah,
dude.
he is.
He's not faking that shit. The tattoos are real, dog. They don't put them on for the movies. He is Machete. Yeah, shout out to Danny. But
so they go back and with Al Pacino, and this time watching it, I think this is when Al Pacino is taking a turn in his ridiculous acting. I think this is like that turning point.
Yelling.
A lot of Al Pacino-isms in this movie.
This Scent of a Woman is like where people were like, oh, yeah, well, this is like a thing now.
Yeah.
You know?
Because I just watched Godfather 2, and he's so good.
I feel like that's some of his best.
100%. Yeah, that's what I'm
so
saying.
Meticulous.
He's so good in Godfather 2. Yeah. But this one, he gets a little wacky and zany.
Yeah, Pacino in the 80s is way better than Pacino in the 90s. I'm just going to go out there and say it. You know, they might kill me later for it, but
yeah.
I'm just being real.
Because he goes and finds his informant, He's like, tell me what you know. I have these guys on the street robbing armored cars. Tell me what you know. And that's where he starts acting like, give me what you got. Give me what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Knocking shit off the table.
Yeah. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't.
He still has a couple cool lines, though.
Like, you know, a lot of these were improvised.
Oh, yeah. Like, you can tell.
She's got a great ass. It was improvised.
Nice big fucking ass. What are you gonna fucking do for me?
It works. So yeah, he tells him to go to the club to talk to one of his buddies.
Dude, Buffalo Bill plays Bosco, his right hand in this movie.
Yeah, right.
Dude, that's what I said. There's just so many people littered in this movie. Like
there is. Well, and the guy he goes and talks to in the club.
Yep, Tone Loc, baby.
Yeah,
you knew I was gonna bring that up.
I know.
Wow, dang. Yeah, dude, I love Tone Loc. He's the best part of Ace Ventura and Jim Carrey.
I was gonna say Jim Carrey is the best part,
obviously. But yeah, I love Tone Loc.
Mm-hmm.
Funky Cole Medina. Dude, for a guy to take like shitty 80s rock songs and turn them into dope 90s rap songs,
that shit still goes hard.
It does, dude. If you play Wild Thing in any fucking place, dude, like they're gonna
shit's gonna go crazy,
going bananas. Shit, he's gotta be getting up there.
Mm-hmm.
Probably his 60s. Anyways, so yeah, they go see they go try to get information on this crew, and
right.
They end up getting Tom Sizemore's character.
Yeah, because he calls everyone slick. He has to have that thing.
Mm-hmm. And so Pacino. Here's my thing. Here's my beef. And that's what I said. Like, okay, I get it. Y'all are like the big robbery murder task force or whatever for the LAPD.
Okay.
So you're all detectives. You all got all the clearance. Like, so it doesn't, like when he's fucking walking around yelling at this cop, like I get all that. All right. You're a commanding officer, whatever, on the scene. Where the fuck did they get all these resources from? This motherfucker's riding in a chopper as his ride for half the movie. When the fuck have you ever seen LAPD just pull up on a chopper, dude?
I don't know. I've never lived in LA and I've never been a cop.
I'm just saying, like, I've watched a lot of cop movies and, like, I've never
That makes you an expert?
I was just saying, like, I don't know, bro. But, like, I don't know. And he had other helicopters looking out for cars and all that. Like, they put out APBs and shit like that. But I'm just saying, like, it just seemed like he had kind of like FBI resources.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to say earlier on. I was like, I feel like they shouldn't have made them LAPD. I felt like they should have been the FBI.
Right.
You know, because that would have made it like, because De Niro and them were supposed to be like the top notch heist crew.
Okay.
But then they're just going up against the LPD. Like, they just get caught up by the LAPD.
Yeah.
Like, you got away with millions of dollars in stolen shit, but the LAPD is going to bring you down. And then like when De Niro gets intel on Pacino, because when they find out that Pacino is looking for them,
right,
they're like, yeah, he's some bad motherfucker, man. He's taken down a lot of heavy crews, and you know, he's like the LAPD. He's like, he took down people in Chicago, New York, and I'm like, why? He's in LA. Like, they flew him out for that shit. Like,
I'm sure he moves around the country. Like,
I'm just saying, like,
we need your expertise in the LAPD.
It would have made more sense if he would have been the FBI, like, top motherfucker. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just kind of bugged me this time around for some reason. Like,
well, I heard a lot of stuff in this movie was done to exaggerate for, movie.
Right. Yeah. But there is phenomenal stuff like to see. Like, I love that scene where they tried to extort the money from the guy who plays the bank manager in Dark Knight.
Yeah. Do you know? I heard that was like a callback. That's the reason I was thinking. I was like, Dark Knight. And
do you know who you're robbing? Yeah.
Who's his henchman?
Henry Rollins.
Henry fucking Rollins. I forgot he was in this.
There's like, it's every other scene you do that.
Yeah.
Jeremy Piven plays a fucking veterinarian that's stitching up fucking Val Kilmer later on in the movie. It's Ari Gold, man. Like, a lot of people who weren't who they are now, they got some shine in this one.
Right.
Fucking Bubba Gump. Bubba Gump's a cop in this one.
Is he?
Yeah. Well, not Gump. He's not Gump, but I forgot what his name was.
Yeah.
But Bubba from Forrest Gump.
Right.
He plays the cop that takes Ashley Judd in.
Oh, I see.
But anyways, so it comes to cat and mouse, and that's
Kevin
when the
Gate.
movie. Who?
I'm sorry, I was thinking of people that were in this movie. Kevin Gate.
Yeah.
Is the
I love that scene where they're at the drive-in and Val Kilmer's up on top of the roof with his assault rifle.
This is one part that kind of like bothered me a little bit because he's way up above, and I'm sure like perspective, but I feel like Val Kilmer waited to the very last second to be like, hey, you got someone coming up on your side. I feel like I would have seen him getting out of the truck or seen him like
it's true.
Punched in the truck. I don't know. True. It's a little minor nitpick, but
no, but it makes sense. Like,
what
the fuck are you doing up there, bro? Are you taking a piss? Like, you had an hour up there, dude.
Right. He just waits till he like gets the gun on him to say something. I don't know. It's a minor nitpick.
I was thinking between Robert De Niro trying to go over hills and shoot that fucking 45 through that window. I'm thinking like he would have shot himself in the fucking leg by now.
Right.
And he hits him once. Val Kilmer finally hits him once from the roof. That's another thing. You're up there. You have a scope, dog.
You have a clear shot.
You missed more times than De Niro did in the car driving. And then all of that to set up Tom Sizemore just pops around the corner with the shotgun.
Yeah.
Still love it. Still, he's cheesy.
It's a great scene.
That's probably the cheesiest action scene in this movie.
It is, but it works. I like it.
I got a good laugh at it though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but
so yeah, he goes to some fucking restaurant, gets the phone. He's like, you know who I'm talking to on the other side of this phone? Who?
A fucking dead man.
Fucking dead man. Hangs it up. Such a good scene. Such a good line.
That line, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I said, man. Like, I felt like they should have pushed for De Niro to get some awards in this movie.
100%.
I feel like he's by far the best part.
Yeah, this is top 5 performances of his career.
Yeah, I co-sign that for sure. But yeah, dude. So after that, he plans on killing old boy. That didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, yeah. So they put that on hold, and they try to go rob this metals safe that's got like all this bullion and platinum and shit like that. It's supposed to be like $1 million worth of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing this job to pay for the big bank job, which is how they're all supposed to ride off into the sunset money.
Yeah.
It's $12 million, which in 1995 would be like a shit ton more today.
Right. It's probably like $20 million.
Right. So they're all playing to that, but which makes me think that Grand Theft Auto 5 took that shit from that guy in the wheelchair that gives De Niro all the plans. And he's like, how'd you find out about all this? And he's like, that's what the internet is, man. It's just them beaming information out. You just got to know how to grab it.
Mm-hmm.
I know how to grab it.
Yeah.
And like, if you ever play Grand Theft Auto 5, that dude Lester that gives you all your jobs and shit, it's like literally that guy. Like, he's like hobbled and, you know, just been sitting in a room on a computer for decades, just learning how to hack and shit.
Oh, yeah. I've never played Grand Theft Auto 5, but yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, well, if anybody, I know people have, they'll know who I'm talking about. But yeah, I thought that kind of like pulled that from there.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, definitely has to, bro, because it's based in LA and that's where Grand Theft Auto 5
It makes a lot of sense, yeah.
It does. Yeah. I just put that out there now. But yeah, so they go to rob the metal, and they would have caught him in the act, man, because Val Kilmer's drilling the fucking safe. Everything's going good, and then this dumbass cop that's literally only in there to give him a radio to talk to the guy on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Leans up against the damn shipping container that they're surveilling from.
Yeah, the box truck, and it like dings.
And De Niro's such a bad motherfucker. I love it. He creeps into the shadows so they can't see him, but they got infrared so you could see like, you know, his body signature.
Right.
And he's just standing there staring. Back.
I like that scene though, because you see De Niro or Pacino staring at the screen and De Niro staring right at the camera, and it just pans back or shifts back and forth scene between the two of them looking at each other. Yeah. It's great. I liked it.
It's definitely one of the best in the movie.
Yeah.
So De Niro just calmly walks in.
From
that one ding, he knew some shit was off. And that's what going to lead me on to a point later on in the movie. But it pisses me off later. That one ding, he knew something was up.
Because he's so meticulous now. Like any little thing that feels off,
because of that shit with the drop.
He'll drop it
because he doesn't believe in the coincidences, right? Because he's been doing this shit too long.
Yeah, and that's why he hasn't been caught yet, because he's so meticulous.
Work with the same people, never do jobs, which that's another thing I was thinking. Like, these dudes did a lot of fucking heists in a short time frame, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like, I know this movie all takes place within like a couple weeks, you know, but like, damn.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think the thing is they're just ready to get out. They don't want to do this anymore. They want to have that big score.
Right.
To just like, because that's what they were talking about with the bank heist. Like, this is our big score. We're going to walk our separate ways and everything like that.
That's true. But so where did I leave off at?
He calls it off. Al
Right.
Pacino loses it.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, why don't we just get him now? He's like, what are you going to get him on?
Breaking and entering,
Yeah.
6 months, they're out. Fuck that. He's
Right.
like, I'm the commanding officer here. They fucking walk.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to figure out like who the snitch was, you know. So then they called old boy.
I like this scene too because they set up a meet and greet, and the cops are listening, and they go to the fucking meet and greet, and they're just watching them from above with some binoculars, and finally it just dings on Pacino. He's
You know what
like,
they're looking at?
us.
They're looking at us.
Yeah.
Take a picture, you fucking assholes. And it's a great little thing, you know.
Because what it's doing is it's setting up like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro are just
It's a great cat and mouse.
yeah. It's they're both at each other's skill level.
It's like watching two fucking Jedis.
Yeah.
You know, or like a Jedi and a Sith master
Mhm.
just fucking dueling it out, bro.
Right.
It's great. After that, that's when I said, like, you know, I just felt like they should have been FBI, bro. They should have been a higher level of law enforcement, in my opinion, because, you know, Pacino is such like he catches, you know, bank robbers. He catches armored car guys. Like that's what he does.
Mhm.
That's why he's the best. That's why he's been through 3 fucking marriages, because that's all he cares about is getting his guy.
Yeah.
That's why Mick loves this movie so much, because he just wants to get his guy. He said it multiple times, but
Yeah. He it shows too where he's having trouble with his marriage and everything.
yeah,
Like,
I was gonna get to that scene, man. I hated his wife in this movie.
yeah, she was kind of annoying.
Not only that, she's a bitch.
Yeah.
Like this guy's. I mean, I get it. Like he's not there, but like you knew what you were signing up for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you knew he's a cop. Like this is the life they live.
Right.
And
Yeah, he even said, he's like, do you think I want to be out there, you know, whatever, I'd rather be here, but this is my job.
And then she's like, well, why don't you ever share? He's like, you want me to tell you about somebody putting a baby in a microwave? And I was
Right,
like, that's
right.
a lot. Listen, that's a lot, dude. Like, you picked the most drastic story you knew.
I know.
I get it.
That's all I have. Babies and microwaves.
That's all I see. Damn it. You just start
Another
slamming
fucking baby.
And that's what I said, and that's what I meant. Like they gave everything with any kind of range of like emotion to De Niro or to Pacino in this movie. So he walks in on him cheat or her like cheating. She just got to like fucking this guy.
I have a fucking note on this.
Oh yeah. He does the Pacinoism by slamming the fucking TV. Like,
Yeah.
he's picking the TV up.
No, I love that. I love that he's like, you could sit on my wife's couch. You can sit in my
He said you could borrow my wife.
yeah in her ex-husband's postmodernism bullshit, but you could not watch my TV. It was such a good line. I love that about it. And I wrote in my notes, I'm like, hope my wife never cheats on me with a guy named Ralph.
Yeah, she's like, I have to fuck Ralph just to get your attention. And I'm like, yeah, that makes it worse. You couldn't fuck like a Christian. Or
Right.
like
Ralph is such an ugly name, and I'm sorry to any Ralphs out there, but
yeah, sorry, bro.
I
but,
just
like,
feel like that's a step down. I don't care how good you look, but if your name is Ralph,
you should like be mad at your parents.
go by your middle name.
Yeah, it can't be any worse, bro. He's Ralph. But yeah, so that's a good scene. He gets on from that, and De Niro he pulls everybody together, and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?
Mhm.
You know, why this shit? I planned it. Who the fuck was?
We have all the heat. Where'd all this heat
fucking
come
from?
Right.
It's great, and I also love that fucking because he says it 3 times in the movie. He says it to Val Kilmer. You remember what old Bobby so and so from the yard in Folsom said?
Mm-hmm.
If it's something you can walk away from in 30 seconds, it ain't worth it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when that heat's on you, or when that heat's around the corner,
Right.
it's a great little quote.
Yeah, this time I watched it, I noticed how much he says it.
Because it's kind of like his mantra. It's like how he's lived this long,
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And Val Kilmer, see, that's the thing about it. Like Val Kilmer, to do all the crazy shit that he does, to have a wife and kid, you know what I mean? Like, that's what usually takes people down like that. You know, like you can't have a family and be in that kind of life.
Yeah.
Like,
and also a gambling problem.
Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, a gambling problem?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because the guy from Vegas.
Right.
Oh, yeah, Hank Azaria, man. Like, holy shit. It just doesn't stop. Dude.
Right.
Like,
but
and
yeah.
the Allstate man, bro. Holy shit.
But I love their relationship, Val Kilmer and Robert De Niro's character, because Robert De Niro's character like loves Val Kilmer almost like a brother.
Right.
Like he really sticks his neck out there because he finds Val Kilmer's wife cheating.
Yeah.
He goes in there. He's like, give him one more chance.
You're gonna give him a fucking chance.
Yeah, you're gonna give him another
Clean
chance.
yourself up and go home.
Right. If he fucks up again, leave him. But you're giving him one more chance. So I like their chemistry. Like for some reason,
Ashley
he sticks
Judd is
his
smoking hot in this movie.
Yes.
Too. She's like at her peak of hotness in this movie. I mean, she's still a pretty lady today, but yeah, she's banging in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
You imagine if you were that little baby, the one that played Val Kilmer's son in that movie? Like, how cool would that be?
That would be pretty cool.
You know that guy's like our age now.
Right. It's bragging rights now. Guess who I played in the
I'm
movie?
the fucking baby in Heat, bro. No, for real. Look at the credits. It's me. That would be dope as shit.
Yeah, instead of being like the kid from the cover of Nirvana's, he's like trying to say, it's ruined my life. Nobody knows unless you say something.
Yeah, bro. And they probably don't believe you half the time when you say it. Like, do you have proof, bro? Yeah. Do you have a picture with Kurt Cobain?
Do you have a picture of your dick and we'll match him up?
That's assuming it hasn't grown since then.
The way he's acting, it doesn't sound like it.
But, yeah, I just thought about that. Like, how badass would it be to be the baby from fucking Heat?
Right.
Like, that would be cool. Or from Baby's Day Out. Anything, you know?
Just being a baby in a movie.
Or, like, if you were, like, in Look Who's Talking, like, if you were the baby that Bruce Willis narrated.
Right.
Like, that would just be the coolest thing ever, man. Like, I'm sorry. I think that would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Because you would still get a check for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just
royalties and stuff. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, your parents get it and they spend it all, but
think of how many times Heat's played on TV over the years. Even if it's $5, bro. Like that kid's making out. Like he probably went to college on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just like weird shit my mind comes up with every now and then. But so they're setting it up. De Niro says, "Look, you know, I can't make anybody do this." He's like, "This is walk away money from me."
Right.
He's like, and that's what I want. So I'm going for it.
So you're either in or you're out. Let me know.
And
of course,
like, Chris,
his crew.
You got a kid and wife, man. You're good to just walk the fuck away. And he's like, it's worth the risk. You know, that much money, it's worth the risk.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Sizemore, you know, he's the most stable one out of all of them, I'm assuming, because he has the wife, kids. And he's like, you got real estate. He's like, you got money and equity, all this shit. He's like, you're fine. He's like, you don't need this money.
Yeah, but he's like, the only reason I do it is for the thrill.
Like, yeah, he's like, I'm down for the ride, man. He's like, I follow you. And he's like, you're not following me on this one, man. Like, you have to make this choice.
Right.
And it's like a real
bonding moment.
Right. Well,
to show how close they are.
Right. The loyalty that they had. Because, I mean, they all did time together. They've done all these jobs. So they are like a family. And then Danny Trejo's just like, yeah, fuck it. Why not? I'll go for the ride too, guys.
But didn't the one guy, the fuck up, didn't he sell them out to the
Well,
bank?
see, they planned on killing him.
Yeah.
But,
because in the beginning, Robert De Niro was going to kill him, but he got away.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of
we
been...
didn't talk about that. That's why it's like, yeah.
So, but he's been running around and...
And well, and the guy that tried to kill De Niro for robbing him, the first heist, the guy that sold the CEO, it was his bear bonds.
Right.
He's the one that tried to have.
Yeah, and he's like, no one's going to steal from me, and that's what the
they
whole...
can steal my shit.
That's what the whole theater...
Yeah, the
drive-in
drive-in was. So they go out and find this guy. They says this guy's done fucking jobs with the guy you're looking for. And he's like, I could make a couple moves that would help you boys out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So because he's just a piece of shit. So he gives Henry Rollins all the information that he knows about them. And Henry Rollins calls it an anonymous tip about the bank.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he tells them about Danny Trejo. That's it.
Right.
And then they torture poor fucking Danny Trejo into telling.
I think they kill his wife and torture him in front. You know, give up all this information.
And so of course they turn around and call Pacino, and it is by far the greatest fucking scene in this movie.
Fun fact is, I think Michael Mann only wrote this movie for this scene, and he wrote the movie around it.
Oh man, you could tell because it is just fantastic.
So Al Pacino, tracks down Robert De Niro's character.
They're literally getting away with a bank robbery.
Yeah,
I love that scene too, man. They just start beating the shit out of the guards. You know, my dad called bullshit though. He goes, "You know how much that money would fucking weigh? You're not running shit."
It's 90 pounds.
He's like, "You're not running that fast with 90 fucking pounds strapped to your back with an automatic rifle with all the fucking ammo they had strapped and shit."
Mm-hmm.
My whole thing was they had all that, but they didn't have body armor.
Right?
Because fucking Val Kilmer takes one to the fucking chest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? He might have been, because I think they said that it was mostly tissue and you got a broken collarbone. Because they can't break shit.
They might have had a vest under there.
But it might have just not got the vest all the way.
Right.
Because I think he gets hit somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he got hit in the gut when I first watched it.
Right.
Later on, when Jeremy Piven stitched him up, he kind of tells you. Anyways. It's a great fucking scene, man. Al Pacino even pulls this off. Like, I think that's the only movie I've seen Pacino handle a gun like that, except for Scarface, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's just following him. And then, dude, Tom Sizemore is just letting it rip on people, picks up a fucking kid as a human shield.
Why are we going to the shootout scene? Why don't we talk about Robert De Niro and Al Pacino's coffee scene? You skipped all over that.
Did I skip over that?
You did.
Oh, that's right. Jesus.
I was trying to get to that because you were like, this is the best scene. And then you went to the fucking shootout.
Oh, my bad.
I don't want to get there yet. I want to talk about the coffee scene because this is the best part of this movie.
I like the shootout more.
Yeah, I know.
All right, fucking rewind it. Anyways.
So Al Pacino pulls over Robert De Niro. He's like, let's go have some coffee.
Which brings me back to my FBI point from earlier, bro. They just has fucking helicopters on lock watch. They just pull this random fucking car. Okay, you got what I'm saying.
Let it go.
You get what I'm saying.
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so they go and
go get a cup of coffee.
Yeah, so they go and get coffee, and it's just they did not rehearse this beforehand because they wanted it to be genuine.
It's the most they're in the movie together.
Yeah, and so they sit down and have coffee, and they're just having like an acting off, whatever.
They're putting their Oscars on the table.
Right.
And it's great.
Because a lot of it is ad-libbed and them just doing their best acting.
What, ball games? What is it? Baseball and
barbecues
and baseball?
Yeah, because he's like, why do you do this? Like, you could have a real job. And he's like, what? Baseball's...
Barbecues and baseball?
Yeah, right. Nah, they don't interest me. Mm-hmm. So,
my life, I'm on my third failed marriage. Catching guys like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, man.
It is a great scene.
Back and forth.
So they realize they're basically matched head to head, and they're not going to stop because he even says, he's like, if it comes to it, I'll take you out.
He goes, if it's down between you or one of these poor bastards being another widow, I'll put you down, brother.
Yep.
And then that's like all Pacino right there. And then De Niro comes back with even something more slick. You got me boxed in and the heat is on. I will not hesitate. I'll put you down. Oh. It's fucking gold, man.
It is. This is one of the best scenes of this movie.
And it's the greatest little bit of foreshadow you'll ever see.
Mm-hmm.
Because he says, he's like, I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
So now they get to the bank.
It's an amazing shootout.
Well, they get to the bank, and this is what I was touching on earlier. He's like, this is not your money. This is the bank's money. They have insurance.
The federal government.
So I'm not stealing from you. I'm stealing from the government. So don't do anything stupid. So yeah, they have these 90-pound bags of money, each one of them.
All got crisp suits on too. Yeah. Man. And they walk out of the bank and they get in the car, and Val Kilmer at the very last second sees two cops holding guns and just starts fucking unloading on them.
Yep.
Doesn't hit shit.
Fun fact is, Michael Mann thought post-production gunshots weren't good enough, so he set up mics to, record the shots of the guns. That's why they sound so good.
Loud as shit.
Loud as fuck.
It makes it seem like there's more firepower than there actually is.
Yeah. I thought that was a fun little tidbit he did.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy because it's one of those, it seems like it would be like when you think about this movie, you would think it's an 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. It's 90s. But it's a great scene. They end up killing Tom Sizemore. They kill the Allstate man. He's the first one to go.
Fucking Allstate man.
I thought that was a really sad little arc in that movie. They show this guy getting out of prison.
Oh, the Kevin Gate. Yeah.
His wife is so fucking proud of him for going straight, and he gets a job from his parole officers working at the shit diner for this piece of shit guy. And
yeah, he's trying to get his life together, and
just by so fucking shitty a luck, that's where De Niro and them are having their fucking breakfast.
Right.
And Danny Trejo can't make it.
It is
the cops are on him.
Yeah. It's a really, really sad moment. You just feel bad.
And he's just at the point where he's like, I'm tired of making this fucking food, bro.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck it.
I'm just tired of life shitting on me.
So fuck it, man. If I got to do this to get ahead, then so be it. My wife will just have to deal with it.
Right.
And he shoves the motherfucker to the ground, which had to be the most satisfying feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Which I felt like he would have gave him a little bit more if he didn't have shit to do. But yeah, that poor dude gets fucking shot up, man. He didn't even make it out of the car.
Nope.
And, Tom Sizemore gets it. Which, dude, do you think a cop really makes that choice, dude?
What do you
you
mean?
think he shoots that guy in the fucking head holding that baby? Right?
I've heard
maybe a sniper?
I've heard a couple of things he really took a risk by doing that. He should have let him go, because if he misses...
That's what I'm saying. If he hits that fucking kid instead, you're never being a cop again.
Right.
You're a fucking mall security guard at best.
Yeah, that was a little far-fetched of a scene. I understand what they were going for, but...
Oh, yeah, because it shows that, Pacino ain't just talk he's about that life. He is that guy they're saying he is. He just takes people down.
Yeah.
No matter what.
There was a cool little fun fact about Val Kilmer. In June of 2002, the scene involving the shootout after the bank robbery was shown in the United States Marine recruits as MCRD San Diego as an example of a proper way to retreat while under gunfire. So I thought it was pretty cool.
That's insane.
And then Val Kilmer was thrilled to learn that the moment in the gun battle scene where he runs out of bullets, rapidly changing his magazine is regularly shown to the Marine recruits as an example of how to perform the action properly.
Damn.
How cool is that?
That's how great at his craft that Val Kilmer is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought watching this movie, man, he really is I feel like a underrated legend.
Mm-hmm.
He's had some great movies.
But you didn't like Real Genius.
I didn't. I just thought it was slapsticky as shit.
I liked it.
You didn't like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, man.
This is true, and I want
fucking gold in that.
I want to revisit that one.
You should watch.
I don't think I did get a fair shakedown of that.
Because I think him and Downey Jr. had fantastic chemistry in that movie, man. I really do. But
it's a lot of people's favorite movie.
What, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang? To me, it's just one of those movies that it was so funny, and it was I thought I remember watching it at Mugs, going, "This is so good. How did I not fucking know about this?"
Yeah.
And I ended up getting it. My dad gave it to me. He's like, "Hey, you remember you liked this movie, right?" There you go.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I really enjoy Val Kilmer in this. I know he's not the biggest part, but I think he plays a great henchman.
I think so too.
He did the most with what they gave him.
Right. So they Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer get away.
They get away, and
this is when Robert De Niro is trying to get away to make a life with this girl, but he makes the stupid decision of wanting to get the fucking rat. Mm-hmm. So he finds out where he's at.
He goes to Danny Trejo, who's obviously, he finds out he's been fucking tortured, and he did him a favor. He's just bleeding out. He's like, "Don't leave me like this, man, please." Mm-hmm. Shoots him in the face. Then he finds out that the banker did it.
Yeah.
And, Hargrove did it.
Oh, before that, yeah, he does go to the guy's
John
place.
Voight also plays a great little role in this, little handler, little middleman.
Yeah.
He calls him and he's like, "Hey," because Al Pacino, that's probably the best movie he had, because And that's why it pisses me off, man, because out of all the things that De Niro did leading up to this final act, man, like nothing led me to believe that he would have went back for that last little bit of revenge.
Yeah, that's the one part of this movie that I was kind of like, I don't believe it from this character.
But maybe if you hadn't preached the whole 30 seconds walk away and all that shit, because he already had to leave his girl behind to go catch the plane.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. The whole thing just about, did he kill 3 cops to get there and all that other shit? And like, all that to kill this one dude. I get it that he ruined everything and he got your friends killed and like.
Yeah, but it's like I do like it because he's on the road with the girl and there's literally a fork in the road. It's like, this is freedom, this is revenge. And just right at the last second, he goes for revenge. And it just doesn't feel like his character, but I kind of understand where they're coming from.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. It still threw me for a loop because when he first gets there and she's like, so you're a fucking bank robber and that was your friend that got killed and all that. He's like, Mike knew what he was doing. Mike knew the risk.
Right.
He didn't have to be there. So that makes me believe that like he's already put that shit out of his mind. Like I don't feel bad anymore. I gave him an out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I love him. That was my friend, but you're right. Like he made his choice. So now it's like, do you want to get away or not?
Yeah.
So like I said, like it just didn't seem like his loyalty would have pushed him to that because Val Kilmer got away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't know that Val Kilmer got away. I mean, I don't know if he knows he got away or didn't get caught or whatever the case may be. But like, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
a sad little moment though. He pulls up and they're like, check and see if it's him. And she gives him the signal to like bail and he has to drive away. But
and she'll end up getting released because like they can't, because she cooperated even if they didn't catch him. Like they still have to, you know, they'll keep her on a thing under surveillance for a little bit, see if he comes back and all that. But I think that was their way of saying like, I'll never see you again. Yeah, his is a very sad little arc too.
I'm surprised he lived, but
yeah, I know he's the only. If you think he's the only one, well, sorry guys, spoilers, but we're getting towards the end anyways.
Well, I was gonna say we're here. If you haven't seen Heat, it's been 25 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. So anyways, they have that great little chase through the airport, like back lot.
Yeah, it's a great scene.
And De Niro's trying to get to this hangar because they said the plane's only going to wait another 5 minutes after you're supposed to be there. If not, they're fucking leaving. And he's trying to get there, and he's so close, man. But Pacino gets to him.
Yeah.
And then they end up pulling on each other and.
Yeah, because they both, Robert De Niro notices that whenever the plane lands, the lights light up and you're blinded for a second. So he figured this would be a good time to get Al Pacino, but he didn't think about his shadow, which is another, I figured he would have thought about that. But Al Pacino sees his shadow and just kind of shoots into the light and happens to get him.
That's like I said. It was like almost like Michael Mann was like, it's like somebody came to him like the last day of shooting was like, you do know Pacino's supposed to win, right? Fuck. Because he's the cop. He's the cop. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's why they win. Shit. Hey, Bobby. Small tweak.
Yeah.
We're going to make your character a complete fucking idiot in the last 10 minutes of this movie. I hope you're not mad.
Yeah. It's definitely a part you have to like kind of let go a little bit of the character.
Well, I also feel like it makes up for it because Pacino holds his hands as he's fucking dying.
Yeah.
Because like he said, like it won't make me feel any better to put you down, but I will do it. And it was kind of like he just like it's like all that, everything that's happened in that last 2 weeks is just, you can see it on Pacino's face. It's probably the best look of the movie for him, honestly. And he's like holding, they're bloodied up and,
Yeah, just showing they have respect for one another.
Right. And De Niro's like, I told you I wouldn't go back, and it's just like that admiration, they had.
Yep.
And I think it's like beautiful, like the perfect way, obviously, to end the movie, but,
No. It's the best ending to this movie that you could have had.
Right. But other than those two minor, like I said, character flaws at the end, and then, like I said, I just felt like they should have went for a higher law enforcement for Pacino and them.
Yeah, I guess. I didn't really think about it, but
I'm just saying, dude, even the LAPD has like one of the worst track records as far as like corruption.
That's because they don't have Al Pacino on their roster anymore.
So saying like, this dude had like the fucking A-team of LAPD detectives with him. Like,
right.
I don't know. But yeah, I still love it. Still had a great time watching it again.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of the greatest crime dramas that's been made.
I know it's not the heist movie, like it's not the original heist movie by any means, but it is like one of my heist movies.
Yes, 100%.
Like I love it. I love The Town, Point Break, shit like that. Like I love movies with bank robberies and shit like that.
The Dark Knight, like even though it's the Joker, it's still a great fucking heist movie,
dude. That right there could be made into a short film.
Yes,
you know what I mean. But like I said, that's when scenes like that. That's where I was like, you know what? A Joker movie would be fucking awesome. And I'm really glad that Joaquin Phoenix didn't fucking shit the bed on that one, because like, think of how much more it would hurt if it wouldn't have been good. You know what I mean? Like, how much do you think it would have shit on Heath Ledger's memory? You know what I mean? If it would have been bad.
If he would have went for like a Heath Ledger, Joker, but he went for a different kind of Joker, which is the move, Right. Nobody's going to be able to do that crazy Joker anymore.
No, I'm just saying, but I'm talking about at the level of fucking good, though.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the same take on that character.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
If they hadn't done the Joaquin Phoenix and all you got was the Jared Leto from Suicide Squad, people would be blowed. Like, they would be so blowed.
Jared Leto was the last Joker.
Yeah, you wouldn't see him. You wouldn't see the Joker in anything for a while because they'd want you to forget about that shit.
Right.
And then come back. Although I will say this, man, Leto, I think he made up for it with his little bit in the Snyder Cut. It wasn't a long, but I mean, it was kind of like his like, hey fans, my bad, I can't act. Like, check this shit out. Like, because think about it, dude's an Academy Award winner too. Like, I feel like Jared Leto's a good actor.
I think so too. He's been in a lot of
He's got some good movies. I felt like he tried something and it didn't. I didn't personally dislike his Joker.
I feel like I just didn't get enough of it. Like, right. I wish I would have seen more of it to kind of like really.
Well, the Air Cut, supposedly he's all through that shit. Like, he's the bad guy in that one.
Yeah.
That's another one of those what ifs, man.
Right. Release the Air Cut.
Yeah. I got a friend that's really avid about that right now. Not just that, but he wants the entire Snyderverse restored.
Yeah.
And I was like, Warner Brothers ain't going to do that, bro. They're already eating too much for that. They're trying to forget about that shit.
Yeah, right. So what do you give Heat?
7.9.
7.9? That's a little lower than I expected.
It was an 8.3 before I watched it this last time.
Really? I felt that way too. Like, there was a couple of things here and there that I'm like, it's not perfect, but it's still good. Still great.
I blame you, man.
Why?
Because I didn't used to watch movies this hard. You know what I mean? Like, I
Picking
just
them
enjoy
apart.
them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But since it's not just you, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just us watching movies for this. Like, I feel like I've changed the way I watch anything. You know what I mean?
I used to have fun.
No, I'm saying, like, it's not like I'm critiquing it, but like, I don't know, like, I just noticed subtle things that I didn't notice before.
Right.
When I watch movies, because we watch so much different stuff. Like, I don't know, I just feel like I have a different perception on all of it now.
Yeah, you're reviewing movies. You're
Is that what these critics are always like getting their ass tore up for? Because like, yo, bro, what are you doing having an honest fucking opinion? Either love it or fucking hate it. Don't be in the middle. Love or hate. Man.
Yeah. So,
But like I said, I still love it. It still has a fondness for me.
But you also appreciate the good stuff so much more.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like the little stuff that's in there that you saw the director or the actor, that's like slid in there. It's like, God, that was so good.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff I like to look for.
You know what I'm thinking too? I feel like I've noticed this lately, like the more 90s movies I watch, the ASMR. Like, I could watch De Niro stir a fucking thing of coffee for like 20 minutes in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they eat something, when they drink, like the clinking, like, I don't know, something about that is like ear porn to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but like, I've noticed that with like, maybe not just 90s, but older movies in general. Right.
There was a lot of that atmosphere. But you don't really get much anymore.
Hey, dude, I watched this on my, what do you call them? The ones you hate?
Oh, the snap
cover
case.
It was grainy. It was beautiful. I watched it like I would have watched it in 95, man. And I feel like that's the way you watch that movie.
Right.
And like I said, the good feeling was still there and everything, like I said, but like on the way over, I was just thinking like, I can't still give this an 8.3.
Yeah.
Like, I was almost tempted to just keep it at the 8, but I was like, he's going to shit on me because I always go 8. So I was
no, you always go 7, but 8's pretty good too.
I was going to go 7, 9, or 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give it a highly recommended. Like, if you haven't seen it, check it out because it's one of the
Do
goats.
yourself a favor, man.
Yeah.
Know all the shit you like nowadays, knew where they pulled it from.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of these movies.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge inspiration to this genre.
Shit, even stuff like with The Town, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love The Town, and I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck, this is Heat too. Like, when he's like, oh, I'm not going back, Dougie. Like, I'm holding court in the street. Like, that was De Niro. I'm not going back. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I expect to see that one this year from you. The Town.
Yeah, I thought about it, but I was just like,
I'm kind of curious what the movies you're gonna have lined up are.
Now that you're taking the I've already watched ban off, bro, we're swinging, baby.
Yeah, I see that.
We're going hard.
Which I'm fine with because I want you to be excited about the movies you're talking about. Because like this one, you know, we're going over an hour. But if it was one of your other movies that you're like, it was all right. You know, you go about 20 minutes and you're like, I don't have anything else to say.
Well, I try to think of it. This year I told myself, like, I don't want to do a movie that I've seen so many times that I don't want to talk about it. And why I may still love it, and I think that was some of the problem in past episodes is, like, I love it so much, but, like, I feel like people should already know why I love it. Mm-hmm. It's probably the same reasons I feel like they love it.
Right.
So it's hard for me to express, I don't know.
You can still express why you love something, like, just because.
I guess, I don't know. And like I said, like, I don't want to just spend episodes in here where we're both just, like, fucking fanboying over it the whole time either.
Yeah.
You know? And I do like to find something that you haven't seen or that you didn't know you liked.
Right.
You know, because, like, I still like that part of this. I still like that we do that. You know, because there are movies like Whiplash. Like, I would have never fucking watched Whiplash.
Never, yeah.
On my own.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you gave me that one. Sometimes it's a win. Sometimes I get a Mandy. You know what I mean? Like, nah, I didn't hate Mandy that much. Mandy was all right.
Yeah.
It's a little slow pace, but I didn't.
The first half of it, but once it gets going, it doesn't stop.
I meant fucking Color Out of Space. That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. You and my buddy Movie Nerd, man, y'all love that fucking movie.
It's
and
so cheesy and great. I love it.
Because Timmy lives in the well now. Like, that's the only reason you love that fucking movie, bro.
Oh my god!
And the goat pile monster thing at the end.
It's a llama or alpaca.
Alpaca, that's right. Yeah. Fucking movie.
It's an alpaca sandwich.
That whole movie was like I fucking took a hit of acid, bro.
Those are the movies I like. Mandy, that.
It was insane, dude.
And Neon Demon, which we're gonna get to in a couple more episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, you keep talking about that one.
But we gotta do, because next we're gonna do Natalie Portman Part 2 when she's grown up. Black Swan.
And she got a Academy Award for that one too.
She did. A lot of people really like. This was the movie that I think put Darren Aronofsky on the map. Well, I think Requiem for a Dream everyone loved, but it was like one of those weird, like, you just talked about it. It's not a movie you really loved. It was like, how weird was that shit? But Black Swan is like, you gotta watch it. It's a great movie.
Well, I think it really opened a lot of people's eyes to addiction.
Addiction, yeah, definitely.
And like face the demon and the sad and like the hard truth of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those don't do drugs, but a movie.
Right. It's a good movie, but like it's a good movie to like kids. Like it's like one of those movies that like it's trying to scare the shit out of you to not being that.
That's
way.
one that a lot of people talk about and I still haven't watched.
Kids.
Yeah.
It's a hard watch. Bro.
I heard it's a hard watch.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's not a bad movie, but like I said, it's like Schindler's List, bro. It's a great movie, but it's just like that's sad. I don't want to watch that again. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I get that. At the Boy in Striped Pajamas, I can't watch again.
Exactly. There's a list of them that I'm just like, yeah, man, that was just too fucking brutal. I can't watch that again.
Some of those are like some of my favorite movies, though. So, but
it's Green Mile, man. That's a great movie, dude. But it's sad as fuck.
You know, I've never seen it.
What?
Yeah.
I don't want to dedicate 3 hours to that again, but. If you want to watch it, go for it. Yeah. I'll give you my recommendation on that one.
I heard it's good. I just haven't sat down to watch it.
Oh, yeah, Tom Hanks goes to school in that one, man.
That's what I heard.
And Michael Clark Duncan, R.I.P. He's great in it. He's the best part of the movie. He steals the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Michael Mann, man. I still love the movie.
I know. I'd love to just do all his movies, like Man on Fire, Deja Vu.
You know what? You can put that shit on the list at some point, bro, because I don't know why we haven't done Man on Fire yet.
It's so good.
I love Man on Fire, bro. And it's been a while since I've seen it. So you can go. I might even do Training Day this year, bro. I don't even know. We might just go all fucking badassery of all 2020.
That's what I expect from you.
Yeah, man.
True Romance.
Oh, dude, we'll probably definitely do that again. For sure.
I don't have much, but I got a tiny haul.
Yeah, man, I want to see it. Well,
So-
I've seen it, but I'm sure people would like to hear it.
So I ordered the Steelbook of Dune from Best Buy. I was super excited to have it. I went to Walmart and I did some shopping and I came across this one. And I'm like, I sent a text to the wife and I'm like, I gotta have this because it's the Walmart special edition of Dune.
So you're $100 into Dune.
She's like, you already have it though. And I'm like, I don't have this one though. She's like,
It's the same movie.
she's like, if you feel that you need to have this, buy it. But I'm just saying, don't.
You're ridiculous.
Yes.
That's what she's saying.
So it's, I know you haven't watched this yet, which I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure it's going back on HBO Max.
Yeah, it's gonna be there soon. But anyway, it's the Bene Gesserit pain box with the movie inside of it. I haven't opened it. I'm not gonna open it.
Yeah,
it's
you
just
should
my
leave that
like
sealed.
collector's like just for me special thing
You should.
because it's so cool to have the Bene Gesserit pain box. So yeah, I got that one. And I wanted to do a blind buy. Do you ever do this? Do you ever see movies you're like, oh, I've heard a lot about that. I haven't seen it, so let me buy it and I'll check it out.
Not necessarily I've heard about it, but if
Mhm.
it's somebody on the cover that I think I like that Violet and Daisy, when I saw Gandolfini on it, I was like, oh, that's getting bought.
Oh, but didn't you buy that Bruce Willis
Yeah.
movie? And you're like, I haven't seen it, but
Yeah,
Bruce
25
Willis.
cents. You
Yeah,
know? Fuck
right.
it. Throw it in there.
So this is one of those. It's called Alone in the Dark. Have you seen this?
No, but I heard about it.
Yeah, it was. It's the Scream edition, collector's edition, Scream Factory, and it kept popping up in my movie group. So I was like, let me buy it and check it out. It was on sale, like $20 for a Scream. That's not bad at all.
Yeah, so your blind buys are Blu-rays.
Yeah.
My blind buys are flea market.
DVDs for 25 cents.
Exactly. When they leave there, they go to the trash can.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I wanted to check it out and I watched it and just horror slasher is just not my thing.
I figured that's what it was.
Yeah, it's a horror slasher. It's not what I wanted it to be, but
It's like
it's a good little movie if you're into that stuff. It's about this psych ward, these guys that live in a psych ward and they get out and just start killing people. That's about it.
really groundbreaking plot there, man.
I mean, it's an old movie. It's from like the fucking 1980s.
Is it?
Easy, yeah. 1982.
Oh, shit. I thought it was a newer one.
Nah, it's old.
I'm thinking of that Nickelodeon show, bro.
Oh,
Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. That's
Right,
what I'm
right.
thinking of, dog.
it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an old slasher film. It's okay
That
if
was
you're
a
into
cool
that
show,
stuff.
though, man. Do you
Alright.
remember that?
Yeah, I used to watch that religiously.
Be Afraid of the Dark.
It scared the fuck out of me, and it probably
Dude,
wasn't
and it
even
came on during the days, and I'd still be freaked out.
Right.
Bro. Like, my mom, you turn the lights on? It's fucking noon. I know.
But the sun's out. I know. I need more light.
Can't go to Goosebumps, too, man. When I was a kid, you remember the Goosebumps TV show?
I didn't watch TV show, but I watched a couple of the movies, like The Mask.
Oh, yeah, I love the movies, too. Those were cool. The straight to DVDs, or the straight to VHS ones. I had the books, man. I used to read the shit out of the books.
I read one of the books. I can't even remember what it was. It was just weird as fuck. It was almost like,
I remember I started collecting them because, like, that was the thing. You, like, tried to collect them all
oh yeah,
because they had the super cool cover art and stuff to them. And I remember, like, I was collecting them before I could even read, like,
Mhm.
really read.
right.
Because, like, my mom loved reading. So, like, if I ever said I wanted a book of any kind, my mom would be like, fucking buy it. I want him to read. Buy it.
Do you still have the Goosebump books?
I think my sister's got them.
Mm,
I have some of my books from when I was a kid, like my Bailey School Kids. Did you ever read those?
no,
I love those books, man.
I never really read much as a kid.
Well, it was like,
I watched movies.
it was this group of kids. They were kind of like Scooby-Doo type shit, but they didn't have a dog or anything. It was four
Or a
kids.
Mystery Machine.
No, there was four kids. They went to the school, but the school was weird because, like, in the town or whatever, because everybody, like all their teachers, everybody they would come in across with would always be some kind of monster.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be like, the name of the book would be like The Bailey School Kids and Dracula Doesn't Drink Lemonade. And it would be like a science teacher that they had that looked a lot like Dracula that would be in there like chugging lemonade or whatever. They were kids' books, but like it was kind of like a cool little, like they would try to get to the bottom of it, find out if they were a monster, if they were a real person. It was cute little books.
Tied them down, trying to take their face off.
Yeah.
Let's see who's under here.
Put their German or their Saint Bernard, sick them on them.
Right.
You know.
It sounds like a cool little read. Amelia Bedelia. I read those books a lot. I had a thing for Amelia Bedelia books. I don't know why. Those fucking puns just got me.
It's weird. I didn't even that never even came to my mind when I named my daughter Amelia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You think about that?
I named my daughter Amelia because of Night at the Roxbury. Because I thought that was the greatest thing ever between Will Ferrell and my dog.
You're ridiculous.
Chris Kattan.
Yeah, you can make her watch
Amelia!
that. I thought you were saying Emilio.
They are, but I didn't have a boy, so I had to put an A on the end. But me and my wife thought that shit was hilarious.
I can't wait till she becomes of age and you know where your name came from? And you put it in the DVD.
Oh, yeah. I look forward to that shit, dude. I've already told Brody about Mallrats. He's not interested enough to watch it yet, so I'm going to wait a couple more years. But
yeah.
It's not really a movie. You should watch at 10 anyway.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad, but there are a couple scenes that are bad.
I guess. I mean, the girl getting dressed.
Stink palm.
Yeah.
The topless fucking fortune teller.
Hey, baby, you ever have your asshole licked by a
fat man in an overcoat?
Yeah, there's a couple of lines.
He doesn't say that one in that one.
Oh, he doesn't?
That Strikes Back.
Oh, okay. It all bleeds together.
But he does say a lot of nasty shit in that one.
Yeah, because it's fucking Jay.
Yeah, it's great, though. Next time you fuck your old lady, make her call you Jay. He said he was gonna fuck me somewhere very uncomfortable, like in the back of a Volkswagen. I love that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm gonna wait a couple more years before I show it to him. But I have told him that his name is from my favorite character of my favorite movie. So he knows.
Yeah.
I need to get my poster out. I have the poster that it looks like a comic book cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like a big ass one, but I gotta get it framed.
I like the cover of the one that I got you.
It looks a lot like that one.
Oh,
but
really?
It just the instead of a white background, it looks like a comic book.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I think the other DVD of it I think is that cover. I think is what it is.
Right.
Thanks again by the way.
Hey,
awesome.
You're welcome,
gift, bro.
Did you watch it yet?
Of course I watched it, bro. I watch that movie once a month.
Does it a good transfer? Because that's usually what
I gotta be honest with you, man. I wish I hadn't watched the movie. I wish I'd have watched some of the special features because there's 3 times the amount of those than there's been on any of the other ones.
That's what Arrow does. Is they just cram it with special features. That's why I like getting those.
I know there's 4 discs of it. I'm really excited to take a day and just dig into that.
You haven't said anything about it.
About what?
Ozark.
I haven't watched it yet, bro.
I'm halfway through it, so I can't really talk about it.
Don't say a fucking word. All right? Me and the wife, that's our show. That's Moors, bro. We don't watch the Moors without each other.
Mm-hmm.
And we just now got a day off. So tomorrow, both kids are going to school. We're laying in bed and watching all Ozark.
At once?
At once.
Oh, that's how you got to do it. We're doing one episode at a time.
I told her we're going to order food. And we're not leaving the bed unless it's to take a piss.
Yeah.
So
I'm jealous.
That's what we're planning.
7 hours, because there's 7 episodes. So.
Oh, I love that.
And it's the last.
I know. But hey, honestly, bro, there's not much more you can do to this family.
No, that's what I was telling the wife, because she's like, I don't want it to end. I'm like, what else are they going to do?
No, I mean, I think if they do everything that they want in this season, I think it'll be perfect.
A good closure.
Good end.
And
so they beat the Netflix curse, bro. They got a 4th season.
Right.
So technically, they're going to get 5 if they're doing 2 parts.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Are they doing 2 parts?
Yeah, it's Ozark Part 1.
I did not know that. I thought this was like the final.
No, it's a
straw.
cliffhanger, baby. You get 7 more.
I'm.
What? Yeah, I just blew your fucking mind there.
I didn't know that. Because it did seem like it was going kind of slow. I'm like, how are they going to wrap all this up in 7 episodes? But that makes more sense.
Yeah. Part 2 comes out end of the year or some shit.
Motherfucker. I'll have to tell the wife.
It may not be that long. I don't know. I forgot what.
It'll probably be a few months. Yeah.
But yeah, I noticed it said Ozark Season 4 Part 1 available now. And I was like, huh.
Interesting.
And then I heard him talking about it on the radio. Because it was like, y'all seen that Ozark? Y'all seen that Ozark? Like, everybody's like, you seen Ozark? I'm like, bro, don't ruin it for me. I ain't watched it yet.
Yeah, I'm only halfway, so. Well, anyway.
But yes, I do look forward to talking about that with you.
Yes.
Soon.
Hopefully as much as you're looking forward to talk about Black Swan.
Yes. I have seen this movie.
Yeah, it's the one that you've seen, but it's a good revisit since you kind of know.
I was just about to say, but it's different because I've never looked at it in that way that I have now through these new lenses. So
right.
We will see. Why are all these weird numbers calling me?
I don't know. I got a weird number calling me a second ago. But
you're being swatted.
God, I've heard that's happening to a lot of people.
Yeah, but we don't go live.
So this is definitely like comes out when we're done.
Not only that, but like we wouldn't have anything that you would be able to tell where we're at. Like, you know, I feel like some of those people have like recognizable shit. Like,
no, they get doxxed.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, people look up their address online. Yeah, you can do it if you really want to.
Fucking pieces of shit. Man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, those fucking nerds don't play around.
I'm going to bring up one more thing, and we'd already talked about it, but you're not getting over this, bro. We're going to talk about it again.
What?
Before we wrap this up. We did an episode on the movie SLC Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that, 6 months, 8
months
months ago?
It was one of our first.
No, I don't know. It was one of our first. But
yeah, it was because,
was it?
Yeah.
It was one of our first ones back, wasn't it?
I don't remember, but it was.
I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
A good little bit that we put it out.
Right.
And Greg was looking through the comments because I guess it alerts you when you get
it sends me an email anytime I get a.
And Greg screenshotted it and sent it to me. And he sent it to me like he sent me like a text like, "Hey, what time are you coming over?" When it was the coolest fucking thing that's ever happened to this podcast. And we're not gonna just gloss over it, folks. Don't worry, I am gonna show it to everybody too. I'm gonna take it and post it when I get home. But the director of that movie,
what's his name?
His name, Greg, is
James Marandino.
Yep, James Marandino, my buddy.
Yeah,
JM. Said that he liked the format of our podcast and loved that people, like, first of all, the fact that he goes and reads reviews on small podcasts doing his movie, like, that's badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit? Who are we, right? But the fact that the time that he took down and listened to the episode, yes, it was about his movie, but he didn't have to do that. And I think that's badass. And I think that is the coolest thing we've ever done. We're on our way, baby. We're on our way.
Yeah. Thankfully, we enjoyed his movie. Yeah, SLC Punk is definitely.
Well, I already enjoyed it. I was glad you enjoyed it because he wouldn't have been mad at me. Mad at you.
Well, I'm sure there's a couple of movies that we've done that I've picked that you weren't too fond of.
Sure. Yeah, but their directors haven't said anything yet. So, like, when that happens, then I'll own up.
But yeah, thanks for reaching out, James. We really appreciate it. Thanks for checking out our podcast and
I love
all the
your
kind
fucking
words.
movie, man.
Yeah.
I really do. And shout out to Matthew Lillard because that's one of my favorite movies he's in too. But yeah, I just thought that was badass, and I will, like I said, I'm gonna post that on Instagram when I get to the house. But thanks to everybody that always tunes in and listens, man. I appreciate it. I know we got us a little group of people, listeners that have been rocking with us for a while.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. We enjoy doing this, and we hope you enjoy listening.
You guys are the best, man.
Yeah, you saying it like this is our last episode.
No, I'm just saying, but like I knew we were winding it up, and we're doing Black Swan, right?
Black Swan. Till then.
Later, y'all.
Later.